All right, hey guys, Mr. Kyle, Myers Mathematics, and let's just jump back into it. We're trying to find a formula, a sub n, for the nth term of the arithmetic sequence whose first term is a sub 1 equals 1, such that a sub n plus 1 minus a sub n equals 17, random number, for n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, let's jump in. So we have a little t-chart. We're going to make a t-chart. T-charts are great. If you've seen some of the other videos, I did T-charts for the other ones as well. T-charts are awesome. Help to organize our information here. So the first term is 1, so a sub 1. When n is 1, a sub 1 is 1. Okay, they already gave us that, so good to go there. Then that's when things get a little bit more juicy. I'm going to see if we can maybe only go out to 3, 4. We might have to go to 5. I don't know. We'll see. I'll make space for 5. You're important too, 5. Oh, thanks. So let's see, if we want the next term, let's do n equals, like, if n is 1, then I would plug in 1, so it'd be a sub 1 plus 1 minus a sub 1 equals 17, right? If I'm plugging in n equals 1. So that means a sub 2 minus a sub 1 is equal to 17. A better way to write this would actually be a sub 2 is equal to 17 plus a sub 1. So it looks like what I'm doing here is I'm just going to keep adding 17, because a sub 1 is 1, so I'm just going to add 17 to that and get 18. And that looks like that's going to be the pattern every single time. I'm just going to do, like if I just add a sub n to both sides, then a sub n plus 1. So let's say n is 2. So then a sub 2 plus 1 would be equal to 17 plus, if I add a n to both sides, that'd be plus a sub 2, and a sub 2 is 18. So that's going to be 17 plus 18, which is, oh, not 20, 30, 35? Is that a 5? Yeah, that's a 5. 35. So it looks like I'm just adding 17 over and over and over. So I don't actually need to go up to 5. That's it's not as complicated as it looked at first. I'm just going to be adding 17 every time. So if I'm adding 17 every time, then it would just be 17 in. Because like if n is 1, then I'm adding 17 once. If n is 2, I'm adding 17 twice. So on and so on and so on. But I want my first term to be 1. So like if n is 1, that would be 17. If I minus a 16 though, then my first term should be 1. See how I did that? So I'm trying to figure out how to make my first term work. And then the rest of the terms should fall into place. Because the pattern is plus 17. So this is a linear pattern. This is linear, or you could say arithmetic. The other way to do this would actually be to just use the arithmetic sequence formula. A sub n equals a sub 1, that's supposed to be a 1, a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the common difference. So you could do it that way as well. A sub 1 is 1 plus n minus 1, common difference is 17. So you could have done that way as well, and then that would have actually ended up simplifying to the same thing as what I got. That would have been 17 times n is just 17n, and then 17 times negative 1 would be negative 17. Negative 17 plus 1 would be minus 16. So you could have got the answer either way. I kind of did it where it was like, okay, like let's just write the pattern. The pattern would be 17n. If it's plus 17 every time, it's 17n. And then what I have to do to like make the first term fit. So I'm kind of thinking of it like as like a puzzle. But you could also just use the arithmetic sequence formula and get the answer that way. So it's up to you how you want to do that, but that's the answer. So lock it in, final answer. By the way, this is on OpenStax, so if you don't have this particular question because you're like working on a homework from your textbook, I was thinking about using a textbook because I have several calculus textbooks, but I was like, okay, but like I might not have the same one as you have, or like somebody else or whatever, right? So like, what's a textbook that everybody would have? Everybody would have the OpenStax one because it's online, it's free. So you can follow along on there. If you do have a particular question, you're welcome to like shoot it to me in the comments, like take a snip of it. put it in the comments or whatever, I'll take a look at it. But that's the series that I'm doing. Is I'm just like going through all the questions on the OpenStax Calc 2 textbook and just like working them all out. So yeah, hope that's been helpful. But yeah, so I'll catch you in the next one, and you can check out my website for more stuff. I've got a PDF called The 5 Math Mistakes Everyone Makes and How to Avoid Them. You can check that out. It's a free download. As well as you can look at stuff for like my tutoring side of things that I do. If you have questions about that, you can see some info on that on my website. Or you can just shoot me an email. Both of those are in the description down below. So without further ado, we'll end it there, and I'll catch you in the next video. Blessings, y'all.